and welcome to our tour. My name is Yvette and I will be your tour guide today. Before we start, I'd like to start with an acknowledgement of country. So I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians on the land on which we are meeting and pay my respect to the elders past, present and future. I would also like to extend that respect to Aboriginal peoples present today. Again, welcome. Before we actually start our tour, just a few housekeeping matters that we need to address. I'm really glad to see that everyone has the right footwear and that we're all ready to proceed. Just a few issues. You'll find that a lot of our animals on the farm today are very friendly. Some of these animals are a little bit timid though, so I would ask that you keep your patting to the animals that I can actually direct you to that are not going to be a little bit frightened or may not frighten you when you actually approach them. The other thing is we have a lot of gates here, so what we will do is I will actually go through the gates, let everybody pass through, and we'll make sure that we all lock the gates behind us. These issues are going to protect us and also protect the animals and our environment. I would also ask you please not to handle any of the equipment around. Some of it can be a little bit dangerous if you're not used to it and could provide you with small injuries, and we'd like to avoid that. Now, what we're going to do is have a look at the farm, and we're actually going to go in and interact with some of the animals here. Hopefully, at the end of the day, you will take away what a small running farm is about, and at the same time, I'm hoping that you enjoy yourself and enjoy the tour. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me, and I will try my very hardest to answer any questions that you have. Right, so we are in one of our first paddocks, and this is Phoebe. Phoebe is a Maremma. Maremma is an Italian sheepdog, and they are renowned for looking after livestock. I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Oddball, but Oddball was a Maremma. So Oddball was the dog that looked after the penguins on the island, and based on a very true story. With Maremmas, they are very protective of livestock, and they actually see us, their owners, as also part of their family, and have become very protective of us as well. And we also have our beautiful Kelpie, Turbo, come. So most of you would be familiar with a Kelpie. Come on, Turbo, sit, good boy. So Kelpies are very good on a farm because they also help us round up and muster animals. So we have our Maremma Phoebe, and we have our beautiful Kelpie Turbo, who are invaluable tools on the farm. Behind me, and I'm not sure if they're coming over, yes he already has, is one of my beautiful camels, Napoleon. Now Napoleon has a friend, don't you? And his friend is Nelson. Why do we have two male camels? Well, camels are pack animals and they need to have a friend. It is very cruel not to have them at least in a pair because they will fret, and people don't really know this. So most animals are either pack animals or herd animals, and they do require to have company, and that being another animal like themselves. A lot of people are scared of camels because they say they spit and they carry on. That is actually a mechanism that they will use when they feel threatened. As you can see, Napoleon is very quiet. He's not used to you, but he's very happy to stand here and be very quiet and just observe what's going on. He's not spitting. He's not having a little dance, as sometimes they do when they are threatened, but that is their mechanism for dealing with feeling threatened. So I just had a question as to
scratch behind the ears as well. So not only are our donkeys really good therapy animals, they are also very useful in the farm in helping us to quiet down new cattle. So the term we use is breaking in cattle, and that is just taking away that stubbornness and that initial fear that they have. So it allows us to be able to lead the animals on a halter if we need to show them or to move them around. And what farmers sometimes do is use the donkeys and attach them with a halter to a cow or a young calf, and they spend some time together, and that actually quiets down that animal and allows us to be able to handle them a lot easier and be able to move them around. It also takes away that fear from that animal and makes it a lot easier to be able to actually deal with those animals. As you can see, my camels are very, very affectionate, and as I said, we will all line up shortly and we will get a pat, and you might actually get a little bit of a kiss from them as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed our time with the camels and the donkeys. We are now in our goat and sheep paddock, and this is Gary. Gary is a rescue goat. I often get people ringing up to ask me whether I take in animals that need rescuing. So Gary is a wether, so he can't reproduce, but he is a lovely, lovely animal that we have on the farm, and he is so friendly. He loves children. You can hear our sheep and our goats coming up now. They think they're going to be fed, and we probably will give them a bit of feed a little bit later. So the type of sheep that we have in here are actually Damaras. And Damaras are sheep that we don't shear. They are shedding sheep, and they're actually Mediterranean sheep. And I love having Damaras because they're part of my Egyptian heritage. This beautiful goat here is Billy, and you can see Billy is very, very friendly, and shortly after I've just finished giving you some information about these animals, we will give them a bit of a feed and we'll let you have a bit of a pat. You also see in the background we have 2 alpacas. Now we have a male and a female alpaca, and our alpaca, who is Big Girl, is actually in cryer at the moment, and a cryer is a baby alpaca. So she is actually about 4 months pregnant. So she will have another 9 months, so it's a 13-month gestation period before we have a little alpaca on the ground, and it will be her first baby, so we are very excited. Now, like our Marimas, our alpacas also serve a purpose, and they protect the stock. We have foxes, unfortunately, out here who tend to come around at birthing time and sometimes will take away our babies. Our alpacas are very, very protective of the stock, and they will very much look after them, make sure that we don't have any predators here, especially around lambing and hitting time, as we call it, because speaking of baby goats, here comes little Maisie. Now, Maisie is actually what we call a potty goat. Unfortunately, her mother has passed away, so Maisie believes that I am her mother. She will spend most of her days out here in the paddock with all the other animals so that she can assimilate with them. But feeding times and very, very cold nights, she will come into the house with us. So she's bottle fed at the moment, and as you can see, she believes that I am her mother, and she is very, very cute. So we'll all get to give Maisie a bit of a cuddle shortly, and it's probably time for Maisie to have her bottle, so we might get a bottle, and the young children, if they would like to, may be able to give Maisie a little bit of a feed. Okay, well, that brings us to the conclusion of our tour. So, first of all, I hope you've had some fun, because that is a huge part of these tours, but I also hope you've learnt a little bit as well. We've had lots of wonderful questions, and I hope we have been informative and been able to answer all those questions for you. I really thank you for coming along and joining us and having a day out with our beautiful animals here. I hope you take away from this the insight of what a small farm is like and what running a small animal farm is like, and what contributes to that. Hopefully you have had a good day, and we hope to see you again.